Hello again. And welcome to Creative Living. I'm Max.
And I'm Amy, and today we're going to talk about how to step into a creative practice. So for those who have not yet begun a journey in creativity, like how the fuck do you start that?
Yeah. And we don't exactly have all the answers,
Nope.
but maybe you can consider this if you're watching this and you're in that situation, that maybe this is a little bit of a sign.
Yeah.
Because I know that, like, I've got quite a few friends who are constantly pondering if they could fit in their sort of creative world and the creative side of themselves, but they haven't quite made that jump, and it's really important.
Totally. I think that human beings are literally made to be creative, and every single one of us has the capacity to be extremely creative and to manifest all types of amazing things. Whether you believe that or not is gonna, you'll get in your own way if you don't believe that, but you do have the ability to be creative.
Yeah.
And I think so much of the time there's a lot of chat, like, I'd love to play the piano, I'd love to write a book, I'd love to start, do a photography course, or, we talk a lot about what we want to do, but like actually stepping up and into those creative practices for the first time is very scary. And just want to acknowledge that. And,
we're also talking about people like engineers who maybe you've been working a full-time job, but there's this idea that you have an invention or something.
That side project you've been thinking about for a long time.
Yeah, so it doesn't have to necessarily be the generic painting, whatever, but it can also be in the field that you're already in, that you've got ideas that you haven't actually taken that step into manifesting.
Totally.
So, and I think a good way to start is, our last video that we just did was why, and realizing that what you're doing is a conscious choice, making it a conscious choice, and figuring out the why might help you take that next step into going, okay, maybe this is my time to, I've been thinking about this project or this idea for a while, and why haven't I done it, and why do I feel like I need to do it, or why does it keep reoccurring in my thoughts? And
just watching your thought process surrounding it.
Yeah.
Being a witness to it, and understanding that it's there for a reason. It's not some like random thought, like we're born to create. And it's
so healthy to do, because when you're, there's so many people who, we've got the sort of work bread and butter money while we're working on whatever our side thing is, which is totally fine and totally normal. A lot of us do it, but realizing that if you're not satisfied with whatever work that you're doing, bringing in that creative work that you've been thinking about, even though you might be tired, or you don't have the time, or you think you don't have the time, and everyone wants to see you, and you blah blah blah, that giving that idea and that thought energy and love will probably make you so much happier.
Yeah. I think it's like a really radical form of self-care and self-love, like being like, hey, I respect your idea and I'm going to put it into action. Like, it's a really powerful way to step into your own power by saying, I'm going to do what I'm envisioning. And it's like, it's breaking out of those circles, that we get stuck in, the habits we get stuck in our day-to-day routines, pulling in a creative activity or a creative project or a side project and pulling it into your life is a way of breaking what we can get into very monotonous ways of living our lives. And it's a way of saying, I have something to give to the world that is different, and I deserve the chance to be able to make it. And you deserve the chance to be able to see what you can do, because if you don't, you will literally never know.
Yeah. Imagine dying on your deathbed and going, I never tried.
Yeah.
Never did it.
Yeah, and so many people do.
Yeah.
That's a real thing that people do. They don't step out, they don't try, they don't see what they can do, they don't test themselves, they don't break routine, they just keep doing what they've been told to do day after day. Living. Yeah, having no questioning, never questioning what they're up to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really important. I think there are a lot of cases of depression and anxiety and things these days because we've cut that other side of ourselves off, and we're basically being a parent to our inner child, a strict parent to our inner child, going, no,
Yeah.
enough games, enough of this.
Yeah.
You know, you're to one side, that's not important.
Yeah.
This is what I need to do. And in the process, you're actually, that's your little bubble of happiness there that you keep saying doesn't deserve time and love and energy.
It's so cruel. Totally.
So cruel.
I love that, Mackie. Like, I think you're totally right. Like, we need to give space for this inner child, like the part of us that's super creative, delighted, and like wants to try new things. That like childlike part of us that doesn't die and shouldn't die. Like, we should bring that and nurture that child through our entire lives. Like, by saying no to them repeatedly, like you're killing a part of yourself, and you're denying the world of what your inner child can give it. And it's cruel. It's really cruel. It's a form of self-abuse, in my opinion.
And your calling could be something like, oh, I've always wanted to skydive. That's still creative to go, oh, this is going to be fun and this is going to be new and different. Like, it's the exact same energy.
Yeah.
And I mean, or if you always wanted to explore, you know, all of the national parks in your area or something, or go regular bushwalking and you never do because you never have the time, or you like, that's, you need to start giving yourself permission to do those things, because that's still a part of your inner child and that little creative bubble. And when you start saying yes to that more, it'll become easier and more ideas will flood in, and you'll feel more stimulated and more excited in your week because you're starting to say yes to the happiness, the happy part of you.
The good stuff.
The good stuff. Yeah, the stuff that makes you feel warm and fuzzy.
Yeah, totally.
And satisfied.
And I think when you suggest to yourself that you do these kind of things, and you get that inner voice that comes out being like, no, I can't because of the kids, no, I can't because of work, no, I can't because of this, like, really pay attention to those thoughts that are telling you that you can't, because that's only you getting in your own way. You are the only person who's responsible for your happiness. Like, nobody else is responsible for your happiness. Your children aren't, your boss isn't, and if you let people get in your own way, that's for your responsibility, and you'll martyr yourself, and it's not.
It's not good for anyone.
I mean, why would you do that? Why would you live a life that isn't full just because you feel like you need to be there for your kids, or because you feel like you need to be there for your boss or your colleagues or whatever it is? It's a bad demonstration to your children and to the people around you. Yeah.
And I guess if you've got kids, be a role model.
Yeah.
In a way, and show them that, like, that part deserves to come out, and deserves to have a place in your life, in your everyday life.
It's not easy, obviously, but
always easier said than done.
Yeah, but you obviously deserve it. So give yourself the space, get out of your own way.
You deserve to be happy. To do it. I feel like there's more to say on this, but I also feel like we've said it. So if you're sitting there and you know what we're talking about, and you're going, I'm not satisfied, I'm not happy, I don't know where I fit, I don't know what I want to do with my life. Often actually doing things that are creative or something that's out of your comfort zone can help you discover where your path is or what you're meant to be doing. You don't have to be a painter.
Wildly passionate about anything.
Yeah, you don't have to be like a filmmaker, a painter, a writer. Like, there's so many ways you can be creative in other areas and other industries. But to start giving yourself permission to just step out of your comfort zone and try something new and something fun that you've wanted to do.
Yeah. I think Elizabeth Gilbert says, like, follow your curiosity. So if you're mildly curious about something, see where it goes. And if you're sitting there and you've got that thing that just, like, you're listening to us and there's something that's like, you're like, oh yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
Pay attention to that.
If it's popping up in your mind right now while we're talking, that's probably it.
Even if it's just a mild curiosity, give yourself the space to investigate and adventure and play.
Yes. So much play.
Cool.